Namaste. I hope you're breathing into this beautiful gray and rainy morning. If you're in Raleigh, North Carolina, no matter where you are, no matter what the weather is, I hope you're settling in and that you're ready to take a little time for yourself today to just sink into a sacred practice, sacred Sunday Sadhana. The pagan New Year is Tuesday. It's the return to the light. Winter solstice is tomorrow. So tomorrow is the shortest day, the longest night, the darkest day. So my family and I will be celebrating with our Yule log. We've had it adorned with cranberries and candles and all sorts of little magical trinkets on an altar by the fireplace, and we have our big Yule tree, aka Christmas tree. And tomorrow we will write our intentions for the new year, which is Tuesday, December 22nd is the start of the new year. And we'll put our little intentions for the new year into the little crevices of our Yule log, and we'll burn it and sort of transmute the paper into the ether and just put our intentions out there. So regardless of the other celebrations that are going on at this time of year for you, I invite you to incorporate that somehow, even if it's not as elaborate. Maybe you can just go outside tomorrow and look at the stars, look at the sky, and just really send out all of your loving intentions for yourself, for your family, for the world, for what it is that you wish, what it is that you want to see more of. Yeah. Moose is looking for more dry days. My little kitty does not want to be out in the rain, but she doesn't want to be inside. So that's on the forefront of my mind. It's been a few months of sleepless nights. Every now and then I get a great night of sleep. Last night was not one of them. Are you feeling that way too? Are you having a hard time turning off your mind or kind of protecting yourself from the anxiety and the what ifs? I know that tomorrow definitely is something that I'm putting out there, and you don't have to wait for a specific day to put out intentions. You know, our thoughts become things we kind of form what's happening in our life based on what we are subconsciously putting out there. But one thing I'll definitely be putting out there is more sleep, more rest, less worry. I try to change my worries into curiosities. Darren Wallman, my shaman / therapist, likes to tell me, instead of saying I'm worried about ... say I'm curious about ... So it's a great reframe. Reframing is everything. It really is. As always, you can use the wisdom of the koshas of your 5 bodies. That is the thing that finally gets me back to sleep. For some reason, it just doesn't occur to me right away. First, I have to go through this whole process of being curious, really curious, about so many aspects of life. The economy and society and my children and our living situation and just everything. And then eventually I get myself to the place where I remember, wait a minute, I know how to meditate. I know how to do it very well. I know how to have one-pointed focus. And then I can quiet my mind, and it's almost like it feels like I've never tried to articulate this before, so this is fun. It's almost like I am leaving my body and traveling through a different dimension and time and space toward a light. And once I'm at the light, I become immersed in the light. I become the light. And I cease to be aware of my thoughts. And that's when I get to drop deeply. Drop deeply. So maybe can that work for you? Maybe so. I think it's the more we meditate, the more we get focused, the better we can get at really just sort of running this whole show, not from the mind, not from the emotions, but from the Anandamaya Kosha, from the Vijnanamaya Kosha, that place of just being in witness of what's happening. So that's one thing I offer. I remind myself and I remind you to lean into your koshas, your 5 bodies. And then another thing would be use the yamas and niyamas. Use them. Get where you need to be by using them. Here's a refresher course, and this will be for me too. Ahimsa, nonviolence to yourself and to others. And that includes judgmental thoughts towards yourself and others. Next is satya, which is truth, like being really honest with yourself about what's really happening, not just creating some story that might have been true at some point and isn't true anymore. Ahimsa, satya, asteya is non-stealing, so not taking time or things or money or energy from someone else, and not stealing from yourself by getting stuck in your mind and stealing away the present moment from yourself. That's the biggest way I think we can practice ahimsa on a spiritual level, on a mental and emotional level, is just don't steal this moment away from yourself. It's such a beautiful moment, even if it's full of pain. And I wish that you have less pain and more beautiful moments. Ahimsa, satya, asteya. Then brahmacharya and aparigraha, I always group them together. Brahmacharya is not overindulging, so moderating the amount of things that you take in. So not watching so much news, not listening to so much, just unhealthy chatting, not taking in too much alcohol, which for me is any alcohol. I'm a no alcohol consumer. Not taking in too much sugar, not taking in too much food in general, just not overdoing. That's what that means. And that looks different for everyone. And then brahmacharya, aparigraha is non-attachment. So not getting really fixated on the way things should be, on the way things were, on the way you think it's going to be, not getting overly fixated and attached on a person, a place, or a thing. You can't assign your happiness to a thing or a person or a place. You've got to detach from that. So those are the 5 yamas. The 5 niyamas are, I don't know if I can do them in order right this minute, but the first one that comes to mind is santosha, which is contentment. Just being aware of how things are, and in this moment, just accepting, leaning into that accepting awareness of this is how things are. There's no amount of wishing it was different that would make it be different. That's santosha. I'm blanking. Tapas I know is 2 later, but we'll tackle tapas now, and then maybe the previous one will pop into my mind. Tapas is your austerity, it's your inner fire, it's kind of burning through all of the things, and just noticing what's important, getting rid of the weeds. It's like a brush fire that allows you to come forth in your energetic will. Tapas is like your will. It's your will to pull you forward and to go about your life in a way that is focused. That's your tapas. And I remembered saucha is the one that I skipped over. Saucha is cleaning your environment, cleansing yourself, getting really clear, removing obstacles, removing physical obstacles from the home, from your car, cleaning your body, just really honoring your temple, and the temple that your temple lives in by keeping it clean and open and airy. Your mind is directly reflected by objects in space. So you get that feng shui, and then things can flow more easily for your tapas that we just talked about. Then Svadhyaya. Svadhyaya is self-study. So like really looking deeply and noticing God inside yourself or goddess inside yourself, and honoring and giving it more and more attention to grow and that connection to grow. And then that leads you directly into Isvara Pranidhana, which is total surrender to God, to love, to the universe. I'm excited. In a few weeks I get a new tattoo right here that says surrender to love. It'll be finally the 10th niyama on my arm, and then I'll have all 10 of the yamas and niyamas on my body, and then I can cheat. If I can't remember what they are, I'll just remember, look and read them and see what they say. So surrendering to God is really about trust, and it's about, you have to sort of master the first 9 before you can really get there. Just opening, allowing, trusting, finding trust, finding what that even means, finding what love even means, bathing yourself in love several dozen times a day. I love you, I love you, I love you. I forgive you. I forgive others. I forgive myself for allowing myself to get irritated with others. I have gratitude, I have compassion. Forgiveness, gratitude, compassion. Those are 3 ways into loving yourself, accepting all that is, and then you just get into that blissful state of open-hearted trust where you just ride the waves. You're in the wu-wei, going down the river. And so between the koshas and the 5 yamas and niyamas, I think, we've got a pretty strong tool set to make it through. I don't think that magically on January 1st, 2021, all of the stuff that we've been dealing with this year is going to go away. In fact, I think it's probably going to stay the same or even get more intense, more difficult. We're going to be facing more challenges as we get deeper and deeper into the aftermath of all that we've been through, and just kind of sorting through all of that, rebuilding our families and society. And it's really important that we remain open, that we remain soft, that we go with the flow, because the flow is going. And if you're not going to go with the flow, you're going to drown. Yeah. So although I don't think that January is going to bring like some great relief, we're not running away from 2020. We're just embracing what's happening, and we're in for the long haul. And I do truly believe that in 2022, it's going to feel easier. It's going to feel different. In my mind, and with a friend, she asked me, do you remember this? Okay, this was not in my mind. My friend Rebecca asked me, do you remember the 90s? do you remember what it felt like in the 80s? And I was like, yeah, I totally do. And we're not sure if it's because we were children or if it was just like a completely different vibe. But sure, it felt different than this for sure. And even in the 2000s, 2000 to 2010, and then even, that's about it. During that time, it also felt really different. Things felt really low-key, manageable. Stress would peak and then stress would go down. Right now, we're just staying this like vigilant state of stress. Todos los días. And I think it's going to be like that for a bit, but it's not going to be like that forever. Nothing lasts forever. Lean into the wu-wei. Embrace what needs to happen. You're going to have to let go of some attachments. Maybe all attachments. Be open to the outcome. And use tomorrow night as your chance to sort of envision where you want to be in the world and what you need in the world. And put it out there. And then on the new year, December 22nd, maybe you're going to feel different. Maybe you're going to feel focused and ready and open to what's to come. Try not to get closed and cold and like this. Try to just stay open and soft, and then you can float. If you're tight like a rock, you're going to sink. But if you open to the current, just trust the flow, you're going to do just fine. It seemed like I was about to say something that I skipped over. I don't remember. And so it's not important. This is the way. Thank you so much for being with me. I enjoy making these videos. I enjoy sharing them with you, and yeah, we're together even when we're apart. Namaste.